Bruce sees all.
Also, I'm told I'm asked to remind you to please remove your badge, as I did, because this will be filmed.
Haha. I mean, what a joke, right? Imagine the people protecting a nation, hiding their identities. Isn't that a little scary? Much respect to everyone in every government around the world, but I'll tell you what, these unclassified now from the blackvault.com, thanks to the Freedom of Information Act. Look at the badge. Boy, I'd like to know what badge that is. Listen to what this guy's going to say, and then we head over to the moon.
Thank you all for having me this afternoon. It is really wonderful. As we like to say over at the Puzzle Palace, any day out of the Pentagon is a good day. So it's really nice to be out here in the sun and up here with the people who live above the earth, unlike those of us in the Pentagon. I got to tell you, though, that so it's really nice to be out here in the sun and up here with the people who live above the earth. In the sun and up here with the people who live above the earth.
The ideal on the moon is that these white reflective rectangles, even though they're somewhat symmetrical, they can be hidden by applying a simple smoke over the surface. And of course, we're far away from the planet, well, maybe, but Earth and the moon, there is a distance between it, no matter what that distance is. And it could be the reason why we're not seeing all the structures properly. Quite simply. Wonder where these people are from that come to Earth, that could be visiting from galaxies far away? Well, honestly, how about the moon? How could someone ever deny it? The most beautiful image in front of you that not only shows structures, it also shows lines, roads, tunnels, paths that reach and connect and communicate these structures. Imagine. Maybe this picture was too perfect for people to even think it was real, because it is. My hand on the Bible, it is. You can see the arrow in the center there, the white arrow, hard to see, going to that locating rectangle. There's a road or line, a 90-degree angle, piped or tunnel connected to that. Seeing it like this is absolutely exquisite to be able to see straight up, clear proof and evidence. So someone that captures this, was able to see this, they're going to need to show some activity coming from it. Not for it to be interesting, but for the hype to be created. Well, I show objects leaving exactly that area. Here it is before and after, quite simply. And you could see by changing the hue, the color, and inversion, we see the structures. So if they were to paint all the structures on the moon, we would see them very differently. Here, the cloud cover, smoke, exhausting of the craters, natural or not, definitely is not helping for us to see the surface. It can't all be shown in one day. Copernicus, right there, top left, underneath there's everywhere, we can see connections, and natural or not, let's take a look and zoom up. I'm going to show you that there's nothing natural about what we're looking at here. It's all cut out, I believe, the surface. So bottom left, we're going to get a close-up shot of that quite simply. It's the same image you see here. So you see where the arrow is, there's a line there going to some object. You see between the two white arrows, there's also another line connecting and going right across many other objects in a straight line for many miles. Well, look here. There's another object, that line, to a light source going over or under this other line, but yet going to that big structure again on the top, connected to three objects, smoky areas where a line is going through. What do you think they could be filtering, producing, building, energy, oil, fuel, water, mining? I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that come into consideration. Look on the bottom where the arrows are. More lines, tunnels or pipes, and some of them go inside. And watch this. You could even see one of the pipes where there's an actual cut and a separation right there where they don't touch, but but the pipes are aligned one in front of the other. These are details that are small, hard to notice and to see, but once you understand it, it's very easy to see. These are all structures. Another light source in the circle right there, and over to the right looks like a mining setup. It's incredible. All that surface we've never seen by NASA. That's why I know and I believe that they're hiding that. You know, it's true. You know, you can't show all this in one day. We can see the lights, movement, and in theory, they can be under those lights. And aside from the theories, if we bring down the exposure, I mean, I don't even have to slow it down. You can see that there are lights under a haze on the surface. So those lines could be for the people and the UFOs to be able to get around and to go from area to area. There was a lot more I was supposed to put in this video, but I'm going to wait. Here, the lights there. When we bring the exposure down, we can see the lights. Here, no exposure down, just regular corner of the moon. We can see those lights there. Like, why are they all pronounced there? There's no height or elevation there. Why are the lights billowing? Like, the objects there on the surface brighter than the objects in another area? You know, you have to wonder. Bianchini the creator, yes. Oof. Bianchini crater, one of my favorite areas also. I have many favorite areas. See, I can't explain to you what we're looking at here, but you still see the objects, right? That went by pretty fast. Let's look at that one more time. Check it out. A whole bunch of objects connected. Those really could be cities because we're seeing them very, very far away. So now we just saw Copernicus crater, and that's what I'm going to zoom into right now. And I'm going to explain something to you with a little experiment I did here at the house. I've shown it to you before, but now I got a pretty good explanation of exactly how they are hiding some of the structures on the surface of the moon. The theme on the moon is black and white, but I don't mean the black and white that you think I'm talking about. Black surfaces. Do you see the towers here? The big bridges, high up off a couple inches. We've got two bridges I built, 1 inch off the surface, maybe even higher. Square buildings, towers, and connections with plastics I cut out. A whole city right there. So let's say that's a square moon, okay? Some type of square moon. Notice how the light is refractive. It doesn't reflect from the darkness, only from the wood. We can't even see most of the objects, but the objects are there. I'll slow it down. The whole surface is filled with objects, and the only reason why we see them, it's the edges that I cut that are white. If not, we would not see them. I put some metallic objects on the surface too, and even the metallic objects are not reflective because the surface is dark, thus hiding the surface. This is a very basic way, but a real way of explaining the manipulation that's going on the moon. Both refractive white and reflective surfaces, and also dark surfaces. On the dark surfaces, they can construct dark objects and go unnoticed. They can build in the shadows or even build dark platformed surfaces that look like shadows. To eliminate the structures from being seen, they could also have lights on the surface, different angles and directions that are actually hiding shadows from the large towering objects on the moon. I just showed it to you right here, zooming up. Look, there's a tower in the center there. You can see there's real objects there. And, you know, is that ejecta from lava? No, it's refraction from the light, my flashlight that I'm pointing on it to deliberately make it refract. But it still looks a lot like what we're seeing on the moon. Here, quite simply on the dark surface, metallic objects and buildings and structures that are out of metal will refract, like you're seeing right here, which I'm not in the moon, by the way. That's, you know, it's an earring. Quite simply, a metallic, and silver. I also have silver on the board here to see the refraction. And of course, I mean, it just literally looks like the moon. When UFOs light up, they show me the objects on the surface like you're seeing right here, just because of reflection from the surface when a bright light is close to the surface. So basically, shadows, they are formed when light hits an opaque object, a non-transparent object, like you're opaque, right? Your body is opaque, so remember that, which is why the sunlight cannot go through you to reach the ground. So absorption is when the light is completely taken in by an object and doesn't pass through or bounce off, like we're seeing right here. This is the process that occurs in opaque objects. Dark objects absorb light, right? If you want to go outside on a hot, sunny day, don't wear a black shirt. That's a known fact. So there's not a lot of reflection. I was able to get some reflection by deliberately manipulating this surface here to try to show you, but in reality, the dark surfaces like that, the flashlight, see, it's only showing the side edges of the dark objects I cut because it's white plastic, and you can see the metallic objects right there. Well, when I put too much in the video, you know, people watch, in general, 2 minutes of the video. All my videos, I can see that in analytics. Even if a lot of you here, the supporters, watch the whole video even twice, thank God. But if not, if it wouldn't be for you, I wouldn't have any recommendations or analytics at all. Check it out, guys. Recently shown, Mare Serenitatis, Bessel crater along that line in the center. There's a rectangle there where Apollo 17 declared having landed. Watch this. I'm going to push the limits. Like, yes, I can go closer, but I mean, at one point it just gets blurrier and blurrier. But I always tried to show the 3 lines connected to 3 light sources. Those 3 lines veer off towards the left right there, up higher, and they connect to 2 to 4 other lines going off to another crater, Aristarchus, I believe. They're definitely creating some type of energy or passing something through those veins or lines or tunnels, whatever you want to call them. So now this is the way I don't show it. I look at it like this, but I don't show it like that because it's pretty close. But you know what? For me here at home, I could actually see those 3 light sources even better, the levels better, and look at the lines connected to towering objects like shafts or something going up and down. You can see that there's a lot of detail there, but it's very hard to be able to show that. Like this here, showing this really close at the bottom of Copernicus crater. That massive object looks like a bell standing up off the surface. So the lines that I showed you, I'm literally showing you a pipe or tunnel going around the base there. And over on the left, you can see that there's a bright reflective material. And beside each of the reflective materials and the surfaces, we see a dark structure or object. It's not a shadow. Like, don't forget, shadows don't have straight edges because light scatters, right? Shadow blends in with the light. Duh. That's for sure. We can see the pipe at the end there. Just fascinates me. Yeah, this is getting to be a very, very long video. And I was supposed to add a whole bunch of UFOs. Check it out. Reflective surfaces. See that? It blends in with the surface. That's a silly secret, you might say, but that's all it is. A part of the big secret on the moon. Here's one of my favorites. An object lifting up off the surface, creating a shadow, obviously a dust trail or something, as it lifts up swiftly off of the surface. Ballistic missiles? What are these objects? Thanks, everyone. Everyone, thanks for the generous contributions, and thanks for watching the videos.
Aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are landing on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter 'cause disclosure's coming soon.